After the great flood, humanity began to multiply once more. They were one people with one language and a shared memory of God's judgment. But instead of spreading out to fill the earth as God had commanded, they migrated eastward and settled on a plain in the land of Shinar. There, under the leadership of a mighty and ambitious king named Nimrod, a giant among men, they conceived a plan of rebellion. They said to one another, "Come, let us make bricks and burn them thoroughly." And they had brick for stone and bitumen for mortar. Then they said, "Come, let us build ourselves a city and a tower with its top in the heavens, and let us make a name for ourselves, lest we be dispersed over the face of the whole earth." This was not an act of worship, but of defiance. It was an attempt to seize heaven, to centralize their power, and to make their own name great, rather than God's. The tower, a ziggurat reaching for the sky, became a symbol of humanity's unified pride and self-reliance. It was a monument to their refusal to trust God and obey His command. They sought security in their own strength and unity, rather than in their Creator. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower, which the children of man had built. And the Lord said, "Behold, they are one people, and they have all one language, and this is only the beginning of what they will do. And nothing that they propose to do will now be impossible for them. Come, let us go down and there confuse their language, so that they may not understand one another's speech." Here again we see the divine counsel at work. God, speaking to His heavenly court, determines to intervene. The judgment was not one of destruction, but of mercy. To prevent humanity from plunging into even greater depths of unified rebellion, God confused their language, turning their greatest strength, their unity, into a source of division and chaos. The project was abandoned. The people could no longer work together. So the Lord dispersed them from there over the face of all the earth, and they left off building the city. Therefore its name was called Babel. But the story doesn't end there. In a profound passage in Deuteronomy, we learn the theological significance of this event. Deuteronomy 32, verse 8, says, "When the Most High gave to the nations their inheritance, when He divided mankind, He fixed the borders of the peoples according to the number of the sons of God. But the Lord's portion is His people, Jacob His allotted heritage." At Babel, God disinherited the rebellious nations, placing them under the authority of lesser divine beings, the very sons of God. But He did not abandon humanity. He chose for Himself one man, Abraham, and through him one nation, Israel, to be His own special possession, His treasured inheritance. Through this one nation, God would eventually launch His plan to reclaim all the nations, to bring them back into His family through the work of the Messiah. The scattering at Babel set the stage for the gathering at Pentecost. It was a judgment that paved the way for a greater salvation, a promise that one day, every tribe and every tongue would be united once more, not in rebellion, but in worship of the one true God.